What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Hockey Lab Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Coach A, here with
Coach Gards.
Robs. Welcome to the pod.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
It's been a while. I've taken a bit of a break. It's been a while. I've been chasing a Ontario Hockey League schedule. It's still. This used to be minor hockey. This year it's the Australian Hockey League. So it's been a long winter. So I'm happy to be back. It's been a while.
This is your graduation year out of minor hockey.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah. Two boys in the OHL and Guards has got two in the minor hockey. So and then you're losing one this year too. Losing one to school, so it'll be a little less travel for me next year probably. Chase one team around. Chase one team while we're chasing. I guess I chased three. It's Brantford, Ottawa, and Sound. So be down to two teams next year.
Okay, let's go bottom up then. Minor hockey. We'll go to your first
playoffs.
What's up? We'll meet here.
Yeah, I think the city's already gone through the first round, so real quick season for a lot of these G teams. I mean, you're done end of February. It's another discussion for another day of 6 months of the off season. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like,
how would you structure it? What'd you do?
Why wouldn't you play till?
Would you play main games, more regular season games?
Play more games, put more practices in, spread it out a bit. Oh, add another tournament, do something. Because some of the people are paying $12,000-$14,000. You're playing for 6 months. If you think about it, they start 50-minute games. 9:30 at night. Here's the one. I did that last year. Here's the best one, which I
on both.
Right? But I look at it at both sides now, and some people agree with it. I don't know. Here's a question to you. Okay, so your kid's on a really good team, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not the top three, but he's sitting 5-6 on the depth chart. And you go up on a team 5-0, and you have a 15-minute third period, and all of a sudden you run the time. So now you're going to get out there 3 times. So how do you work on your craft? How do you get better? All you're doing is trying to get the game done. And then everybody looks at it from the other side about the kids that are weaker and the team that's last. Let's just get them out of the rink. But if I'm on a good team, I'm like, well, I want more touches. I want more time to practice. I want more time to work on my skill in games and have that confidence. But they're going to flip the script and run the time. You're going to be done in 7.5 minutes. Like it's 15 minutes run time. I know. Well, we have this argument all the time about where do you play, where you go. There's a G better competition, maybe. But I went there, was there for 2 years with my guy. The ice time's at 9:30 at night on a Monday night Mississauga for a game. We have a 50-minute game. You've got, 50-minute practices. They skate a lot. But I would argue that you don't get your money's worth, and you definitely, I would say, once you get into a situation, you start playing 20-minute periods, or you start playing in these, whether it's the OHL Cup or, go to 20-minute periods, all of a sudden you've just played a 10 and 2 15s, and maybe the third period was run times, you're not playing a good team. All of a sudden your team's on good enough shape to play 3 20-minute periods.
So what's the OMHA?
They play 15 to 220s. Yeah, and then
15 to 220s.
And they play no matter what. Like last night we were winning so 8-1. When the flood into 20.
So yeah,
it's a G. There's like, if you're winning by more than 5, there's no flood and it's run time. That's
10, 15, 15.
You're off the ice in 45. You're off the ice in 45 minutes.
It's like a men's league skate.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. But the men's league skates are already done because they're done at 7:00 because they get the better ice time than the going to grade 9. Well, it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah,
you still need opportunity to play it. You can't control once you're somewhere. Once you make that decision to parent, or once you get drafted, go to a certain team. It's out of your hands, and then you no longer have control of it, and then you get what you get. So I have misgivings about it. I think just be careful. The grass isn't always greener. Yeah, right. But that's why. So you start chasing it. There's just something about playing on the same team for 2 and 3 years with the same group of kids becomes more special. And for memories down the road, like I remember the teams and the players I played with when we played with the same team for 4 or 5 years that grew up together and were back 7 years. Yeah, and I understand it's harder. Of course, it's harder nowadays with the opportunity and with open borders and all that. But be careful what you wish for. The grass isn't always greener. Yeah.
Would you play Whippy your whole life then?
Played Whippy my whole life. AA. We went to AAA 1 year, got beat up pretty bad. So we'll hit a thing. Yes, the Newendijk and I played together on a AA team Whippy for most of our lives.
And then where'd you play before you got drafted?
I got called up in February to the Oshawa Legionnaires. I was 15. I get called up to Junior B hockey and playing with teams like St. Mike's, for example. I remember playing those guys against 20-year-olds at that time. And I got drafted. I remember Ricky Kern, my agent, who is still my agent today.
knocked on my door and asked to talk to my dad. And I said, hey, I think Gary might get drafted and maybe you should go in the draft. And I was like, what? And they drafted. Maybe I'm going to have to. Like, it was such a, I think for me at that time, playing AA hockey and all that stuff was kind of like, it was a far-fetched dream. I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden, I get drafted in the second round of the Ottawa 67s that year.
Yeah.
Not really going to the draft with my dad, not really even thinking
You're
about
just
it.
there for a full.
Well, I think at that point, I had to go because they consider that underage as a 60-year-old back then. I had to go in the first 3 rounds of the draft to go.
Otherwise, you had to wait another.
I'd have to wait another year. So I actually got drafted in the second round to Ottawa and left home that September for Ottawa as a 16-year-old.
Well, someone asked me about Sammy last week and where he played in minor hockey, and I was like, oh, I think he played AA at Cal, if I'm not mistaken.
He played AA.
Oxford.
Sam played North Durham Warriors, and then he went up to Cal later on. But we stayed in North Durham until we were like 12 before we moved from AA up there.
Yeah. Where'd you play? Marlies?
I played Thornhill Islanders, till minor banner or minor peewee, something like that. AA.
Thornhill Islanders?
Yep. So was that considered the G? That was considered MTAL there.
Yeah.
And then I went AAA for 3 years.
Metro Hockey.
I played Hillcrest.
The minor hockey, it's maybe like I remember, like being a Whitby playing AA hockey. You hear about like the Toronto Nats was like oh my gosh, from Red Van Nats, the Red Wings. I mean even Don Mills' baby at the time. But it was all I remember hearing about is how great the Nats used to be. And it seems to me like that's where all the good players were, right? They weren't in Whiskey playing AA hockey. Got it. Then I mean, Joe Dudek's Hall of Famer. Does it turned out okay for him?
Yeah, I know. I don't. We don't. It's not ripping on anything. I just don't see the benefit of the development. I don't see how it's developing anybody. But then on the flip side, like in our OMHA playoffs too, right? Like everybody makes playoffs. We're playing 12th place team, and I guess there's meaningful games.
1-2 plays like 9, 10, 11 in a round 11, 12 in a round run. And then you go right from there to the OMHA.
Right. So then you got to hope that you play the first place team or second place.
2 and 2 out of each
2 and 2.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. So you got to hope like you get some meaningful games, right? So it's like I'm more nervous. And I shouldn't be nervous, but I'm sitting behind the bench and I'm more nervous going like if we don't make this, like we should make this, right? But then you get creep that habits in, and it's like it's easy, and it's like then you get into the OMHA and who knows, but
we're all on this. Listen, you have 12 teams, like 4 teams just should make the playoffs. Should extend the games. One plays 8.
Yeah, whole place can be able to do like a ham and egg tourney or something.
Go place. Yeah, you used to do like the toilet bowl, sadly, but I mean it's okay when everybody's feeling. That's what it used to be called. I used to we used to kind of kid around with crap. We're in the toilet bowl this year. Like so what? Like
you're still playing hockey.
It is. You're still playing hockey, but you have first and second place team play the 9th, 10th, 11th team in a round robin. Everybody plays each other twice, and you go right from there to the OMHA. So there's not another round within that.
Got it. Yeah.
Within that, which is so now you're not playing good enough teams. Now you might go 2-3 weeks not playing good teams. Now you're going to throw yourself in the OMHAs. Yeah.
So I still got to get through, right? Like now a team that sits around like and hasn't played, maybe has been out in the last place since Christmas, could beat you, and they don't. They're right, but it's in like 2 games. Anyways,
unfortunately, there's still a weak markets, and people go to the G for this reason, because they think it's more competitive, and you're better players. Your players going to have an opportunity to play with better players.
But they have 2 mean teams too. I would argue, like they got
you probably have not quite as.
Speaking of North Durham, Joyce and Bonnie, they're just peeking his head around.
Yeah. Well, I coached together in North Durham. You stay at your end of the bench, and I'll stay at mine. I'll leave your kid alone. You leave my kid alone. His kid was a D, my kid was a forward. So we made sure, we switched off. We had like a line on the bench. Don't come down here. I have to say with Joe Foote, because we could coach together. Love Joe to death, but we usually crawl over my line and start yelling at his kid who was a forward. I'm like, hey, get back on the bench. And then once in a while I'd come down and say, I don't know. Say, Noah, let's wake up out there, bud. Joe Foote would say, hey, stay on your line, stay on your line. So anyways, both those guys are wonderful guys. I enjoy it. They both care though, right? They both care. They're great teachers. They're great people. And that's what I would say. Like, I'm great to have parent coaches. I really am, because I think they're 99% of us parents that coach are harder on old kids than we are anybody.
Yeah.
So if anything, your wife's usually mad at you, because you're speaking to your 100-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a real need at that age with the funds that are available with travel, all that. I think para coaches are really great. At some point when you get close to the draft year, when parents become crazier, I think it's harder to be a coach and
At that time.
at the
Yeah.
Anthem age group. I really think you've got to you got to pass your kid off.
What do you think, Big Dog?
Oh, we're getting there.
I know you're creeping up on it.
Yeah, I was saying, listen, it's your player gets older, then those decisions of ice time
Come tougher.
become tougher. Yeah. And I would still argue, like I've always said as a minor hockey coach, and anybody that coached with me, I would say, kids, you're playing rep hockey. You have 2 periods to show the coaching staff how hard you want to play today.
Yeah.
You have 2 periods. Well, I'm not going to shorten the bench. I'm not taking the kid to Kingston and sending him on a bench.
Yeah.
But in the 3rd period, if we're down a goal or it's a close game and you haven't played your best, or you might miss your shift or 2. And that's the way I tried to coach. So everybody had opportunity. Everybody had a role. Everybody had some responsibility to have some impact on the team's game.
Yeah.
And I felt I tried to be as fair as I could. And you'll never be 100%. No one will ever,
So that's the problem. Even if you make the right decision as a parent coach when you get older, you're still judged, right? Like you might have made the right decision.
Yeah.
Like your kid might be playing great.
Yeah.
But you're going to it's a tough
It's
position.
an easy out for everybody.
Well, let's say me. It's like, oh, they played his
We've
kid.
talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can say that guys like Joe and Jason, I coached, I really felt like we all did our best to make it as fair as we could, considering we were playing rep hockey. And the ultimate goal, I mean, you want to win, but the ultimate goal should still be development. Right? Then we all feel that way.
Okay. Let's get off minor hockey.
You don't feel like you get in the control?
No, I just, it's good. It's good. I mean, I'm with them. Can they tweak the system? There's maybe lots of things that are going on that we don't know about, ice times and dollars and cents. So, we've had this discussion many times. I think there's different models that I think are great. I think out west, they do a really good job with the school hockey, like rink and all those things. And I see that group, and I know UCC, the Hill. So who knows? Maybe your kids would be in it.
This guy, we can just do whatever we want for West.
Yeah.
Okay. You should have seen him last night. He must have had 8 pucks in his hand and like a Team Canada mini stick, and he was dropping them and snapping them between his legs.
He's
working on a draw.
First of the draw.
His legs couldn't have been wider. They were
Get loaded job for him. We're going to come a good face-off guy.
On empty netters. I used to have a lot of.
I said it to Dusty.
You always want to play in the games on the Lions. Like, if you're good at face-offs, it's a pretty good thing, eh?
He's dropping
late in periods, late in games. It become a good face-off guy.
OHL hockey down the stretch. Big win last night for the boys, the Dogs.
Dogs big win, yeah. And honestly, it was a really good game last night. One of the better games. Barry's obviously a really good team, physical, play hard, well coached. So it was a really good game last night. I enjoyed the game. Dogs ended up on top last night. They got beat up at last night we were in Mary, so it was a big win. And but that's going to be, not to say Ottawa's got a great team. Like there's a lot of good teams. It's going to be a heck of a run down the stretch, and then playoffs, as you know, can go either way. But you got 6, 7, 8 teams that all can compete for the OHL championship this year.
Yeah, actually, it's like, I mean, it's just get tighter and tighter. I can see it just watching some of the games. Like the mistakes are costly, or the turnovers, like the Manju punk, like you talk about before, the Manju the puck becomes more tighter and more important. And I think that's with all the levels. And I think, we discard. I think I discard maybe, you want kids to try stuff, but you also got to teach them that, for you to play at the next level, there's that Manju puck, better than calling it dumping it in.
Yeah, in the puck, even if you dump it in, you dump it in.
Put it to a spot.
Put it in a spot to retrieve.
But it just looks harder. It looks, guys are tighter defensively, working harder. I mean, it's the same as the NHL. You watch that first playoff round. There's no room.
No, I mean, I look at, we say it every year. We say about in-season training. You said you train all year for what? This time of year in playoffs. The stretch run in playoffs. This is why we work out all season. Yeah. So we're healthy and we're fit and we're excited and geared up to play our best hockey when it really counts. And that, that's your goal. And I think that's why you see the pace picking up. Majority of teams have the pretty good in-season programs, and as they continue the strength throughout the season. And this is when it really starts to pay off. And you hope that, for us being in Brantford, we hope that's made for our group. Yeah. We've already pegged our days that are hard work days that This is our days. We're going to put a lot of work in leading up to playoffs to make sure that when playoffs come, we're ready for playoffs.
We said there's not a lot of days. Like, yeah, you don't have a lot of days at the end of the season. Or 8 games left. Might have one more really good work day, one, like maybe 2.
Yeah. It's no secret. If you haven't started your in-season training program yet, it's too late. It's too late, okay? Like, if you haven't been strength training or doing off ice or doing your mobility, if you haven't been doing your body prep every day, it's too late now.
That's a funny thing I've noticed in junior hockey. And like, so we'll have guys come in. This is even guys that we talk to, and they'll have an issue, like their low back bugs them. And so they get they get a routine and then they follow it and then they do a good job and then their low back doesn't bug them and then they think they're done and then their low back bugs them again. And then like they cycle it all year as opposed to guys that are pros about it. It's like, oh, I just do this forever.
Yep. Like, here's my 20-minute routine for sale. They got a 20-minute body prep. Whatever that is to you, it's to you. You do it every day before practice. And then you do a little bit after practice. And then if you're consistent with it and you have a better chance of being healthy year round.
I'm just shocked the number of guys that have had 3 or 4 like low grade shoulder injuries all year. And it's like, well, or just keep going. Just
Yeah, I
get pro them.
I made that mistake.
Yeah.
I popped my shoulder out and then did my physio for 6 weeks and then 8 weeks and then thought it was over and then popped it out again.
Right.
And then it wasn't until the 3rd subluxation that I figured out that just do it every day. And I did it for the next 17 years and, you know,
Walk
on wood, did right problem.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's part of it.
It's part of it. I know it's on us to teach them that as well, but it's just funny. Like, yeah, watching it, the junior hockey.
But that's everything in life.
There's like
Kids
small
see,
detail,
right?
Small detail.
And the younger kids nowadays don't see that. They see they want to see immediate gains. We've had this discussion. Right? One thing in the OHL that amazes me is the amount of teams that are up and all of a sudden they get scored on. Like quick. I will watch I'll watch the shifts of a couple guys. Like I'll watch Cam shifts and Warren North Bay and it'll be like 4-1 for North Bay, and then his shift is on, and then the next time he pops back on, it's 4-3, right? Because he gets just cut the shifts. I don't care.
Yeah,
the other guys, and it's 4-3. Yeah, it's been 3 minutes. They scored 2 goals. You're like, well, what just happened? Like, why can't we like shifts after goals dump the puck out? Like,
okay. It's a me I say, but they're still teenagers.
I know, but
It's still teenagers. It's
crazy.
You got to remember, like
that
ebb
ebb and
flow
flow.
minor hockey last year. Those guys, right?
But that's the ebb and flow. That's crazy.
That is true. There's a ton of
There's a ton of that.
goals.
Next shift goals. Edmonton Oilers 2 years ago against the Panthers. Next shift goals. It was crazy. The pros even did it, right? So, but yeah, I that was the one thing that amazes me. Like you're so well coached. Yeah. You know, you're very well prepared. You know what's coming along, and then all of a sudden it's like 4-1, and then 2 minutes later it's 4-3, and you're like, what just happened? Mm-hmm. What just happened? Either they double shifted their top guys on the other side, maybe. You know, that could potentially also be the fact. Yeah, but it's just like it blows my mind how quick the scores change, and like you said, 4-0 Niagara, and it's 5-4. It's like, or no, nothing. Sagging done. Oh yeah. Shit.
Okay, next on the list, Olympics. Yeah, I know you've been chomping a bit to talk about this. You just talked to the Finnish coach, didn't you, last week?
Yeah. We talked about it. I talked to my buddy Billy. He played with.
Oh yeah,
Pelted it.
Yeah, Billy Pelton.
Yeah, I played with him. He coached with the Finnish team, and I said, guys just couldn't hang on. He's like, it's like it was unbelievable the amount of pressure that Canada came with. And then so we had talked about it, and he said, you know, a couple guys came on the ice. You're not so worried about them. He goes, but when Connor and Nate and Celebrini came on, he's like, yeah, it was like a different level. He said it was amazing. He had the best players in the world. These guys were that much farther ahead. Yeah, and he said that he mentioned engines, like their engines are different, right? But he just said, and the other thing I didn't mention, and maybe you can hit on this, and I think it might be true too, is like there's such a pressure or following from Canada, the country that needed to win gold. Like maybe they just took it a lead, just that little bit more serious than everybody else, or it was that much more important. There was that much more drive behind it. Yeah, that's what Villy thought. Because now this is Villy sitting in a Finnish dressing room. Not saying the Finns don't want to win.
Well, I know there's always going to be pressure, more pressure on Canada.
Yeah. But he said there was
Euros have so much.
Those 3 guys were unreal.
But I think of how the European players played. Sitting with Mazzanin, obviously a good friend, teammate. See his passion, excitement when Sweden won. Yeah. To make it into the next round, and you see the excitement throughout the Olympics. As a fan, I thought it was incredible. I was watching. I didn't miss a game. You know what I mean? Sadly, to go back, the next NHL game I turned on was Toronto, Florida. I think Florida beat them 5-1. I thought I was watching junior hockey.
Because it was,
You know what I mean? That honestly, and there's not the pace wasn't there. There wasn't any playmaking. Yeah, they had 2-3 weeks off too. The guys that never played in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But there was no passes being made. There was nothing finishing. It was a very average game. I thought, wow, the NHL looks boring tonight after watching the Olympics. So, but as a fan, I thought it was incredible. How do you ever take the NHL players out of the Olympics moving forward? I don't think you do.
Yeah.
I think it brought so much attention to the game of hockey. I thought
And the sports world too.
the sports world. I mean, you think about like how exciting that gold medal game was, and whether you're an American fan or a Canadian fan or just a hockey fan in general. For me, I look back to, hey, wow, what an incredible game. Yeah. What an incredible game. What an incredible experience for the players over there, for fans. Yeah, I had not a bad thing to say about it. I thought it was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, we watched it all the way up, but
We should watch that for 80 games. Well, they will have their own league. They will start a different league now.
just
best on best.
Best on best year round.
That's it.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, he just said it was incredible how he just, I mean, I guess he knew, but just to see that level of the gap is still there. Like,
Yeah.
and when I think about it,
Best of the best.
yeah, when I think about it, I mean, I guess we look at it like, if you compare it to different sports, I guess it's the same. You have your Tiger Woods was that much better than everybody. Your Michael Jordan was that much better than everybody. And we're talking about the same sort of distinction in these ages. These guys, wow.
Sitting in Pittsburgh and playing with Crosby and Melton and Chris Letang, Marc-Andre Fleury, these guys, and so it's still playing basically. They marched up, but there was quite a separation.
Yeah, that's
Between those guys and me. I'm going to the rink going, oh, crab legs, you better feel good. Yeah, fucking Crosby. But it's true though. I mean, I was amazed how, I'd played a long time in the NHL, like going to watch a guy like Crosby play at a young age. I was like, this kid is so good.
He was 18, 19?
Yeah, no, he's older. I think he was like 20. I think he played 2 years. When I was first time I got to Pittsburgh, he said played 2 years, maybe his third year he was on. But he was so good. We had so much fun just being part of that team. We had so many young players that were amazing young players. And to watch those guys work on their craft every day and to watch Sid work on his craft, it was good for me because I got to see where the game was going.
Yeah.
And it was more about skill, more about, I go to the rink at 8:30 in the morning to do a workout and Sid's already on the ice. And I'm like, what are you doing out here? And he's like, remember him just saying to me, yeah, my hands felt like crap last night. I'm like, your hands? I said, even the rest of us feel. He's out there working on his passing at 8:30 in the morning after a game like before. He didn't like his game the night before. Didn't like his touch. But that's where the game was changing from, not just off-ice training, but individual skill training.
Yeah.
And he was one of the guys I would say that had made that change.
Do you think that's fair though? Like physically, the most impressive thing with those guys? That's what I said. I think their engines are most impressive.
Their engines and the
Connor, Nate.
Yeah, the time they put in to their fitness,
It's crazy.
to their craft.
People don't understand.
They
don't understand.
It is, guys. But it is not one. It's not this one thing. It's like it's all. They're just there's just all they do encompassing what they. Hey, let's face it, what they've been willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's all sacrifice.
Yeah.
You don't get to where those guys are without sacrificing a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun times. And that's not that I sacrificed. I didn't have the skill. I didn't have that skill. I felt like I sacrificed to play.
Yep.
I think a lot of guys would too, right?
Most guys, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people don't sacrifice, but they had the talent, they have the God-given talent, they have the work ethic, they have the drive mentally, but they sacrifice.
Do you think their engines are bigger? Like, do you think his engine is bigger than, like, because that's what like he just, like Billy said, it's just like they were on it. Like they just never stopped. He's like they would hunt you down, and then the pace was always there. It was never a shift that he said that pace wasn't there. Like he was like they're just coming.
But that's what we talk about. Like every time you hit the ice, every time you hit the ice, you need to play with that pace. If you want to play with that pace, and you can make that's what I try to tell everybody. Like when you hit the ice, like we hear Stammer when he says, "Oh, that like." It's 7 a.m. in the morning, Connor goes out there, and the first thing he does is a hot lap. It's July 25th. He does a hot lap. It's, his dad was like, that's why he's
Yeah, I'm blown away.
His engine is that way because that's how he's trained.
That's the only way he's in.
That's the only way he knows is to go top end every time he hits the ice. So when all none of us are in the congregation, of course, but it's the drive, it's a sacrifice, it's everything he does each and every day that allows him to play at the pace that he does. And
it's so hard to compete like that every day, man. It's really like people don't understand. Like to stop on every puck and compete on every puck every day and every practice is so hard.
it's so hard.
It's so hard.
And think he's probably been doing it for just.
So what I mean though, it's like it's hard.
Like I look at an OHL player that I think is starting to play like that is Cole Baldwin and Barrett. Yeah, he stops on every puck. He stops. He never turns his back on a puck. It is impressive. He's a big man. He's only going to get faster. He's got a big engine for a 19-year-old. They're doing that just the way that he plays. I think he's the best player in the entire hockey league right now, just because he plays like a pro. He plays like a pro right now, and he stops on everything, and he gets his engine going pretty good. So I love his game, and I think he's probably the next guy that's coming out of the coach here. I think that's going to really make an impact in the NHL.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I played with his dad, and
Yeah.
But like 2 years ago, a couple of scouts had said that too. They think he's going to be a pro, but like stopping on pucks is a perfect example. It's just, it's hard.
It's a habit. It's a habit to create.
Stop in front of the net. How about that one?
Yeah, hey.
Well, yeah, don't talk about that clip, but I'm just saying, like, we talked about earlier practice.
Yeah, well, talking about privacy, like when you go to the net and you go to the net, but you kind of don't go to the net.
Yeah.
Take a little flip up the net, then you end up behind the net. There's loose puck. Yeah. Like look at Brian Ruskell last night. I watched the highlight, and he's a master at this, where he gets the puck wide as a right hand shot. He's got it on his backhand. He's driving, and the D just don't think he's actually going to take that lane of the net. He just takes that net like a hard drive inside of the net, and was on the goalie and throws it in, middle of the net, empty netter, because of just net drive and stopping at the net. And that's one player I've going Ryan Rush since he really, really young. I worked in Pittsburgh.
Well, of course, yeah.
I worked with him as a young guy out of Wilkes-Barre, but he's just that guy. He's a gritty guy who just goes in there every chance he gets, and he scores a lot of goals because he won lunch this year. People just don't expect him to drive the net like he does. And actually, I say drive the net, stop at the net, you get a lot of garbage. Yeah, he doesn't go in the first try, you might get a second try, but if you're standing behind the net, I'm sorry, you're not getting a second try.
Yeah. CC Emery's adopted son. He's actually married to one of my childhood friend's sisters. Yeah, he is. So like Millsy called Miller trains with him. I tapped Miller last year, and he said, Russ, he's like, Brian marrying Kels was the best thing for my career. Because he's in the Sioux now in the summer.
Yeah.
He just works so hard.
He's always been a hard worker. Yeah. He's getting older.
Yeah.
But he's still contributing really big, and he plays the right way every night.
Yeah.
Okay, last question.
Sure, fire.
Peace.
What about it?
What are you doing?
Well, what are we doing? Sick. Like, it was like an OHL game last night. I went inside to make some dinner for the kids after the game. I'd come back, it was 6-2. So they just keep jacking up the prices of tickets. Thanks.
I know. I share.
No, but my thing is, what is it? Like, trade deadline's going on now. We're trying to get it, right? We could be those guys in there. Like, they got 19 guys sitting in TSN this morning. It's great. I love it. They're doing all the cool things. But like, what's going on?
What you really know we're talking about?
Are we?
Well, obviously we're sellers. I mean,
yeah, we're sellers, but how long is it going to be now?
Well, if you sell a farm, you mean?
Well, I don't think, like, how long's Austin got? Another 4 years on his deal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, you got to be careful when you return. They went through this, obviously, with Mitch. Everybody in the hockey world knew it was going to be dropped to replace a 100-point player, right? But you get a Colorado first rounder. That's not going to be a high pick because Colorado's so good. Right, and it's going to take 3 or 4 years for Mitch to become a 100-point guy. Now we're down low 5-6 years already. Like, that's not coming back to us. Well, I say chemistry is a funny thing that you put a team together, you put players on paper, and you think they're going to have chemistry, they don't have chemistry. You've got to have individuals on each line that are willing to do a job the other one can't do. But if you all want to do the same job, it's pretty tough to have chemistry. So I see it all the time. Right? You have, like, in your job, just be first with the puck and create these pucks, and that's your job, right? You can't be hanging over the slot looking for a one-timer when you're supposed to be the guy in the corner creating the opportunity. And if you got your best player and your centerman, who I say in the corner, and always digging for those pucks, By the time he gets the puck, he gets an opportunity, he's tired. It's like playing with bad D. You know, you get the best line of the ice with your worst D, you spend half your shift in your own end. By the time you get out of your own end, you got nothing allowed to score. Now you're staying out there for 60, 75 seconds, 90 seconds trying to get an offensive chance. You just spent 45 seconds in your own end because you can't get the puck in your own end, out of your own end. I mean, it's all about chemistry. It's all about putting a team together. Unfortunately, it just hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. Whatever they've tried, it hasn't worked. And combinations they've used, they just out complemented each other. And that's not just one person's fault. I think it's been a group effort.
Yeah. And I heard a stat yesterday when I was watching the interview. Tavares has won the most at 33 years old. He wins the most loose puck battles.
Well, hey, listen, I've played in charity games with that guy. Like, he is so strong on the fire. You know, you can look at him how the way he plays. I mean, he's always played the right way. He's a bro. You see the way he walks into the rink. You can see the way he just or flies himself to his trade, to his craft. I would say, like, he sacrifices. He's dedicated, and he's probably been the most consistent Toronto Maple Leafs since he's been here. As far as that, right? Like, his game never changes. Yeah,
You know what you're going to get.
you know what you're gonna get, and unfortunately, it's just hey, listen, I'm a Leaf fan. I blame my mom. My poor mom is devastated. Devastated. She got her Toronto Maple Leaf blanket still, and I don't know if she's using it right now. I think she's probably. She usually says, "I'm done. I've given up."
There's Buffalo.
I said, "Mom, how you doing? Mom, how you doing?" She's like, "I've given up. I've given up." And then about July, she's like, "Well, okay, I'm back on. I'm back on. So back on being a Leaf fan." You know, so I don't know.
Would you say because Buffalo?
Does Buffalo win a Stanley Cup before Toronto?
I don't know. Like, so when is Stanley Cup? I mean, I know some teams say that it was easy, right? Florida's made it look pretty easy for 2 years, but
It's hard.
It's hard, and it's hard, and you know, the competition is pretty good out there. So it's pretty tough to sit here and look at 30 teams or 32 teams and say, okay, who's gonna. We had the good years and bad years, and unfortunately in Toronto, it's just been few too many. Hopefully they can figure it out. Yeah, I don't think they're probably going to figure it out all in the next 4 hours.
It's checking time. Yeah.
You know, but they do have some good pieces, and hopefully they can find that chemistry that they need to get back on track.
Right, boys.
We'll just let's go Dogs. That's
Dogs prediction.
Dogs. We want them this year. That's where we go.
Them Cup.
Yeah.
We had our playoff schedule on yesterday, I think.
Perfect.
Well, I feel a lot better about it.
After last
morning,
night,
yeah. This morning I feel a lot better about it. We have we have a lot of very competitive young players who really want to be players. It's not going to be easy. As you know, it's a really competitive. Both sides are very competitive. Both sides have good teams. To be disciplined, continue to play the right way. All those things are.
I like the thing today. I learned bring up because like sacrifice some fun for a bigger glory.
Bigger glory. And I think it's the number one thing for all young players. You know, it's never going to be easy.
No, but it could be in small doses. Like you talk about what those guys sacrifice on a big level, but like our certain kids can sacrifice. Hey, you sacrifice an hour of playing with your buddy on video games, or you sacrifice, whatever. It's just how you take those. It's like little like the stepping stones, right?
Listen, I see it, and I see as the younger generation comes up, I do see players are spending more time shoot pucks, working over stick handling. Like, I would argue, even though at 2005, we weren't doing a lot of that. I mean, it was still team stuff, or as much some power speed, but not a lot of individual skill stuff. Yeah. The last 10 years, I think it's really where players are really doing way more individual skill work and stick work. And I would say, I mean, Sam's really dedicated that way. He'll go in the back here and shoot pucks like he wants to be a good shooter, right? He knows that he's got to do that. He sacrifices some and the shirts. It's off the shirt. But that's him. That's what every young player has to. You have to be willing, whatever you want to be. You can't be good at everything, but if you really truly want to be a scorer, well, you better start shoot pucks to ball. Yeah. If you really want to be a really good penalty killer, well, you better start getting your fitness up here. What do you mean? Like, it's just none of us are ever successful without sacrifice. And I think that's key to our younger generation, and it's so much fun. Like I would never say, hey, don't play hockey because you got to sacrifice too. No, right? Like they're not hearing that from me. But if you want to be really, really good at it, the sacrifice is another thing you have to be willing to give up, willing to do. We like it.
All right, boss. Thank you. Drive safe this weekend, Robs.
Nice to be back. You want to pay my gas money this week? Yeah. Can I put it on the card, coach?
Yeah. Fire it up. Just stop in Brantford for a second.